Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. So I want us to talk about Kelly addressing basically the whole Brit suing Bravo, right? I do also want to talk about Tyler Perry a little bit. And so I'm going to do that. And then if anything comes up as I'm online, and I'm curious or I feel like I want to talk about it, then guess what we're going to do? We are going to talk about it. Now, I only ask for one thing, and it is that you hit that like button like your life depends on it. Smash that like button for me, please. That helps push out my content to other people who like content like this. It also supports other content creators as well. All right. That was just housekeeping. Now let me share my screen so we can get into it. Let's start with Miss Kelly, honey. Kelly. I feel like Kelly has gone under the radar for a while, but in a way, I feel like nowadays she's starting to expose herself a little bit. Now, let's start from the first clip. And by the way, just heads up, I'm going to have to pause here and there. Sometimes I'm going to have to pause in between and give my 2 cents. So you're not going to watch it in one go. This is commentary. All right, let's go. So let me just flip it so hopefully it starts from the beginning.
I think we're all thinking the same thing. Do I know?
Oh no, it didn't. Okay, let me give it a little restart. Sorry. And I don't know if you guys can see my notifications, so I better put this on DND. Okay. All right, let's go.
I mean, whoa, that made complete headlines last week. Yeah.
So she was asked about what her thoughts are about Brit basically suing Bravo.
I definitely can't speak on that, but I mean, it's very clear that some of us might need a little help with paying some bills.
Okay, it might be like some of us need help paying the bills. Now, here's the thing. I hear that, Kelly, it's all well and good because this is what housewives do, right? You guys shade each other. It's entertaining. This happens all of the time. But at the same time, I really do feel like, Kelly, I'm not sure we can trust you either because Paris did not fully say that you don't pay, but when people were insinuating that you were broke, he liked it. So sounds like he's insinuating that you're broke, in my opinion, right? And so is it you that doesn't know how to pay bills, or is this Brit that doesn't know how to pay bills? I'm just asking the questions. I wish it was like a rewind button on the Dexter for Instagram. So annoying. I agree with you. Honestly, the more I do lives, because I do a lot of lives now. So the more I do lives, I'm just like, oh my God, I didn't realize how hard it is to just like play this thing and make it start from the beginning. There isn't like a bar that you can literally click on. If there is, I don't know where to find it. So yeah, I wish they would sort that out ASAP. But don't Kelly have some of that too? I mean, she got her chicken and waffles. I think there's some debt comes from that. So like your debt problems are out there too. Exactly. And this is like a huge situation of the pot calling the kettle black. That is literally what it's given. And I'm just like, I wish everyone would be like, okay, if you're already also known for not paying your bills, I would shut up and say nothing about it. Maybe people will finally forget, but it's like it's not really, it doesn't look good coming from you. So you're right, Braylon, completely agree with you. Hey Candy. Hello. Okay, all right. So let me keep playing this.
So who knows? Oh, okay. So do you think it was like maybe a money grab type of situation? Like, I think we're all thinking the same thing. Like,
Okay, I think we're all thinking the same thing. I don't know if it's just me. Now, I don't find Kelly in the slight bit entertaining. I don't find her entertaining on the show. It may just be me because I know some people like her, right? But I just don't find her entertaining on the show. Now, I'm not going to say she's the worst one they've ever had. She isn't. But I also don't find her entertaining on the show. I feel like she tries too hard. Um, because let's be honest, you don't have to like her or anything, but to say that you feel like it's just a money grab, when if someone did that to you, would you have that same feeling as well? Like, I think people forget that, and I understand people don't like Brits. I understand it, completely understand it. And I know with the whole Brit and Kenya situation, Brit started it. I get it. But at the same time, to then say that it's all about a money grab for her, I don't necessarily think that is fair, because I'm just like, if someone did you wrong to that extent, I don't see what is wrong in you suing if you have a legal ground to sue. That's just me.
I know fans were shocked when they found out that y'all filmed the reunion without Kenya and Brit. What was it like not having them in the room?
I feel like low key, I suspect Kelly was upset that she didn't have Brit there, because I suspect that Brit would have been the person that Kelly would have been able to come at. Because think about it, Kelly's reads are not going to land with someone like Portia. Kelly's reads are not going to land with Angela. Kelly is not going to go against Shamia because I feel like she's somewhat of a social climber. So I don't really think that she's going to ruin that friendship with Shamia. She's going to ride with Shamia till the wheels fall off. But I do think that she's very much a social climber. But I do also think that she can't, I don't necessarily see what she brings as herself, in my opinion. I may be wrong. But I just don't see it. And so I'm not surprised that like she was probably looking forward to having Brit there so she can go one on one with Brit. Because like I don't really think she's gonna get away with coming at Portia or Shamia. She's not gonna come at Shamia. Shamia is her girl. Especially because I feel like Shamia is useful for her at this stage. Um, so I don't really think she's gonna come at Angela because she knows Angela will read her for filth. So I think the easy target is Brit because Brit doesn't really have good reading skills. So I think the reason she's more upset is because she didn't get her opportunity to land the blows that she was hoping to land on Brit. This is just my opinion. I may be completely wrong. I mean, if someone did that to her daughter, I mean, exactly. Thank you, Braylon. Because I feel like a lot of people let their hate for Brit cloud their judgment. Because lo and behold, if it was your family member, if it was your friend, you would be telling them you better sue them for all their worth. I know I would be saying that. Absolutely. I would be like, let me look over that contract for you. Like we need to, so I don't really understand why people are acting like delusional and confused. Like I was watching Giselle and I believe Robin on their podcast. I just watched a clip because I never really listened to their podcast. And it was just given, everyone was acting like they were confused as to why Brit would sue if it's not her. I'm like, use your common sense, guys. Like, common sense can't be uncommon. But, like, use your common sense. They are suing, or she's suing, because even though it wasn't her, it was made to seem like it was her. There was a whole storyline about it. There was a whole hostile, allegedly, working environment. Angela would never have been able to say there's miles on your mouth if she didn't think she saw miles on her mouth, literally. So I don't really understand. I don't really understand why that's even a discussion. Please hit that like button, guys, as you guys come in. Braylon says, and not to mention, to Giselle's daughter was accused of being a lesbian, but really she was an ally. So it's just like, come on. And then Robin, she hid her story from everybody else, but she did everybody. Exactly. It's like you wouldn't like when, someone lies on you or someone puts you out to be something that you're not. Or Robin, where it's like you want to hide your story, you don't want to tell anybody the truth. And then you're shading everybody. It's like, girl, please. Like, out of all of the people that should be able to speak on this issue, you're actually not one of them. And it's telling. So yeah, I would say I'm highly disappointed in the way some people are handling this, because everyone seems to allow sort of like their hate for her to cloud the fact that there is something there. She had to come to work thinking it was her. She was out here crying on camera, thinking it was her, only to find out it wasn't her. I would be pissed too. I'm suing everybody. Just saying.
Honestly, I feel like the room wasn't as complete as it should have been. I really wish that Kenya would have been there to.
Oh, so now you want Kenya to be there. I thought she didn't like what Kenya did. Okay. I guess now that you're no longer cool with Brit, it's like, okay, you want to be cool with Kenya now. Okay.
I'll just kind of give her spiel and her side of the story. I wish Brit was there to just kind of be accountable for her actions.
What actions does Brit need to be accountable for? What actions exactly? Because when we watched the show, we saw you guys being passive aggressive towards Brit. So what exactly does Brit need to be accountable for? Now, if you're talking about the Brit and Kenya situation, absolutely. There's accountability for Brit in that. But when it comes to this whole recent situation that we're watching play out, unless there's more that we haven't seen. But for now, what we're seeing, if anything, Kelli, you need to be held accountable. And Kelli, you're starting to look like Shamia's lapdog.
Yeah. So you said Brit be accountable for her actions. What do you mean by that?
I think you guys just definitely have to tune in. I think people will see in those last few episodes of probably why she didn't attend.
Okay, so we'll see in the last few episodes why she did not attend. Okay, I can't wait to see that, because but then I'm not going to hold my breath for that. And I say that because how many times have these housewives told us, oh, you will understand it when you see it, blah de blah de blah. And then when we watch it, it's not giving what we think it's going to give or what we're expecting it to give. So I just think sometimes I feel like they amplify and hype it up for us to watch it, only for us to watch it and then realize that it's not what it's cooked out to be. So I would say, like, I'm going to hold off on my feelings on that until I see it. Then I can come back and retract and be like, okay, well, Brit was wrong on this. But for now, it's looking like, Kelli, you were wrong.
Okay, so Kenya made it clear she didn't want to be there. Were you surprised to hear that Brit is... So Kenya made it clear she didn't want to be there at the reunion and she felt like she should have been. Do you think that she deserves a seat there? I mean, do you feel like she deserves to be back on the show?
Okay, so now trying to figure out if if Kenya deserves a seat back on the show. Let's see what she's going to say. I can almost guess what she's going to say, but let's watch it together.
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely feel like Kenya.
So Kenya deserves it. I thought you were so anti what she did. I would not be surprised if she was one of the people who wanted Kenya to come off the show at the time. And I need them to actually bring it out. I need them, if there are receipts where Kelli was out here advocating for Kenya to leave the show, then I'm gonna need somebody to come out here and release those receipts for us. Because I feel like she's talking too much. We don't know what's the truth and what is fiction. Brett needs to hold for Pow Pow. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Maybe clarify that for me a little bit. Needs to hold for Pow Pow, as in, I'm not quite sure. I know what Pow Pow means, but I'm just like, I don't think I understand the context of what you mean. So yeah, let me know. But yeah, let's keep watching.
Definitely, she's an OG. She definitely has put in the work to, bring the fans exactly what they wanted and what they're looking for. So I hate that she was.
Okay, so she's done the work to bring the fans exactly what they're looking for. Now, I pause it there because on face value, it doesn't seem like anything. But I know she's trying to give a compliment, but I then question, are you trying to give the fans what you think the fans want? because it's a very interesting to say she's done a good job of bringing the fans what they want. I'm like, is that something in the sense of, is that performative, or is that more she's just showing her real life and the fans love it? So it's the way that is worded that bothers me a little bit, because it gives the impression that there's some sort of performance for that. And I feel like if it's a performance thing, I wouldn't be surprised, because I feel like the way this season has gone, it's given that especially the newbies, they're so performative. They've watched the show so many times over the years, and they've come on the show knowing exactly what they want to do, who they want to fight with, um, how they want to roll in this season. So I'm not surprised, but it comes across performative when it's being said like that. Please hit that like button for the newbies that just came in. Thank you very much. Brilliant said, I don't think any fans ask for a woman to be disrespectful of national television with Revenge P. I could be wrong though. This is the thing. Absolutely. I agree with you. But I think the biggest part of it is like, even though they don't necessarily ask for it, I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily condemn it as such because they love Kenya. And I think you can love somebody, but you can still call them out when they're wrong and stuff. So I personally feel like, yes, there's no reason that should have been okay. And I know people will say, well, it's not revenge, P, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, whatever it is, it's not cool. It's not cool. And I think well, if I'm speaking for myself as a fan, that is not something I would have liked to watch, see. And if I was there physically, I would have tried to sue myself, because you have subjected me to harassment. It's an unwanted sexual behavior that I did not ask for. But anyway. Alrighty, let me keep playing this.
Wasn't there, but I would love to see her back, hopefully for Savory 17.
I love it. I mean, so Kenya made it clear.
Okay, so are we surprised? I'm not surprised at all. I think Kelli comes across very flip-floppy. One minute she's on somebody's side, the next minute she is on the next person's side. I think she's on the side of whoever she feels like will bring the most to her. It's a shame, but I think that's just how she rolls. I'm not surprised at all. I feel like we'll have to see how she navigates the rest of the season, but I will not be surprised if the whole season is her tag teaming Portia about the whole Shamia thing, or just tag teaming Brit with the whole Shamia and Brit situation. Yeah, I would just kind of like to see her by herself. Like, not saying you can't have friends, but you don't have to be tied to the apron strings of everybody. You can still have your individuality. Like, for instance, Frick and Frack, even if they're separated or whatever, they have their own individuality, they have their own personalities. I feel like I'm gonna need Kelli and Shamia to stop blending in so much. It's actually it's not as entertaining as people. Well, I don't find it entertaining. Let's just say that. I think she should have went to Food Network and had reality show through her brand. It would have landed better. Absolutely. And you know what is so funny? I have a feeling that Kelli is a sweet girl. I have a feeling that outside of this whole dramatics and performances, she is genuinely sweet and has a bubbly personality. So I feel like that would have definitely landed well with the viewers. She could have had like a show where she's doing her chicken and waffles, and like, they show the employees and stuff and how they're navigating that. It could have a little bit of like the family dynamic with her husband or ex-husband and all of the things he's putting her through and how she comes back to work, and it could be so interesting, but it isn't. And I also feel like parts of it also is, in my opinion, producers and the network's fault. And I say that because I'm like, a lot of the things with her divorce could be more interesting. A lot of that could be shown a little bit more. But it feels like the producers want dramatics, and they don't understand that Drama sometimes comes naturally. Let's get to know these people. Let's see more of their personalities. Instead, it just feels very much like everything is a performance, and it's exhausting to watch. So if I had any 2 cents to that, I would say Braylon, amazing idea. And I would say Real Housewives of Atlanta could actually do a whole lot more than they're doing with Kelly's storyline, to be honest. Because a lot of the things going on with the divorce, I feel like they're just not showing enough. They're not giving us enough context. It feels like we're definitely missing a lot of clues and a lot of like useful information. Personally, that's what I think. Let's see what the comments are saying. Also, shout out to the Bravo Shade Room, because lately I feel like they are one of my go-to sources nowadays. Someone said, keep friends like Kelly the F away from me. I agree. With friends like Kelly, you don't need enemies. And I think someone said something about how, aren't you her best friend, WTF? Absolutely. And it's interesting. Someone said, give it time. When Kelly flips on Shamia, this will be epic. I think if she does flip, it will take a while. I don't get the impression she's going to flip. I think because she knows that Shamia is a housewife in quotation marks. And I say housewife in the sense that she's married, has a husband, wealthy, lifestyle. People like that like to remain friends with people who can afford them a certain lifestyle. It's like, imagine I get to go to your house. I could be like, oh, hon, can I have a party in your pool? Can I do this? Can I do that? And so I feel like for someone who likes the lifestyle, they will never get rid of a friend like Shamia. So if they have to suck it up, now, here is the thing. If the girls on the show understand the assignments, then they will put a wedge between them. Because I feel like Kelly and Shamia are very similar in the passive-aggressive BS. They're very similar. They will talk about their friends behind their backs without saying it to their faces. Remember the same way Brit said she heard from the stylist and the glam team, basically, what Kelly meant or what Kelly felt about the whole them working together. So it's like, girl, why didn't you just tell your friend? Like, oh, I know you're working with this, but I just don't think it can work. You need to get your own team. That's what a real friend will do. But instead, people like Kelly and Shamia, they go through the back. Instead, they don't come directly. They don't say how they feel. Instead, they tell everyone else. And that's why I feel like it would be easy to drive a wedge between Kelly and Shamia if the girls just take a page out of their own book and repeat whatever it is that either of them says about the other. And it's only a matter of time before that happens. So yeah. But I do think that would be interesting to watch. Anyways, hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. What are you doing? Hit it, smash it. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And also share with your friend, your sister, everybody, your ex, everybody, honey. Anyways, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.